Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have round 2 of the KNAFDigital Autumn Cup, and we're driving at the circuit of Monza without the first chicane in the Ferrari Group 3. And yeah, we're straight away getting into the race, starting from last as we are driving with reverse order of the championship. And we got a really good start there as the lights go out. Our reaction time was very good. And yeah, just like that, we're already into P12. And we gain another position there on Quinten for P11. So yeah, as I said, reverse order of the championship, so that's why we started last, because we won at the first round at Eiger. And yeah, now we're getting into what is usually the second chicane, but now the first chicane. And I did not want to make it 4 wide there. Always very tricky here. Does someone die? Is it us? Is it someone else? No, actually, everyone gets through cleanly. You don't see that often here at Monza. But yeah, everyone cleanly is through the chicane. Trying to get around the outside here of Xmusman, who is second in the championship, but can't quite get past there. So I just settle for P12 right now. That lose a place in the first corner compared to where we were before the first corner, but that's all fine. We took it safe and we didn't ruin our race in the first corner, which is always a big risk here at Monza. So yeah, putting into fuel map to save some fuel, but it seems like Xmusman is lifting off completely there. So it's a free place for us. Up at the P11, behind RS, who gets it a bit wrong there in the Scari. And gets a huge oversteer wobble, and then also goes wide on the exit, so that gives us a good opportunity to go for a move into P10. But Xmusman is also on the inside of us. It was 3 wide for a second there, but now 2 wide. Except RS brakes late and actually gives us some oversteer there by hitting us. And luckily we saved the car there in the final corner. Now we're in P11 behind Xmusman again. But we have a lot of exit speed, so we go for the move straight away on the straight. Up into P10. Gained 3 places compared to where we started, so it's a good start. After a lap, 3 places up. We're on the hard tires, by the way. Some people around us might be on mediums. Only mediums and hards were available for this race, and we had to use both of them at least once during this race. And we have to make 2 pit stops at least as well. So yeah, some people we'll be doing mediums first, but yeah, we decided to go for the hards first and then 2 medium stints afterwards. So yeah, trying to also fuel save a lot, because the fuel here is 1 liter per second, the refueling speed. So that means every liter you have on your opponent, like every liter extra you have to your opponent, will be 1 second gained in the pits, which is just a lot. That's why I'm saving a lot of fuel, trying to fuel map, trying to short shift on the straights mainly, and then fuel map for the corners. Yeah, we seem to have quite good pace, because we're already catching up to the group ahead, even though we are on hards. Fuel map 3 through the entirety of Ascari and instantly back to 1 for the straight. And then we start short shifting around 40% of the rev bar. That's what I was going for. And yeah, up ahead Quinten goes for a move on Thomas. I believe all of them were on hards. Quinten gets it a bit wrong there on the curb on the inside of Parabolica. And yeah, that's a free place for us. And also Thomas got held up by that on the exit. It's another place, and that means we're already P8 after 2 laps of racing. Gained 5 places, and we're only 7 seconds off the lead. At this point the leader is Kaaskant, and he's on mediums. I could quite quickly tell that, and he's just trying to get away from the pack by using a lot of fuel. We'll see if that strategy works out later. But yeah, for now I'm trying to stay ahead of that group behind me. So I used a bit more fuel there on the straights and safely managed to stay ahead before the chicane. Basically after the chicane you're safe for a little bit until you get to the main straight again, of course. It's basically how I look at this track in terms of fighting. And yeah, we're right now just trying to save the fuel and trying to catch up to the people up ahead. Yeah, so the this race was actually driven on Monday, and that's also the day I came back from the GT Pulpy Live event. which means I didn't have a lot of practice for this race. I got back, I had dinner, and then basically I drove this for maybe like an hour, the practice. And that was basically all I had. I did a little bit the week before, but like not that much. So yeah, we'll see if that works, if I can keep good pace as we're trying to overtake King Davis, but some other driver, Davey, is actually going slow on the straight because he had to serve a penalty. And yeah, that almost ended in tears, but luckily we were looking what was happening up ahead. Nothing bad came from it. Davey apologized for that later on, but it's no harm done, so it's all good. And yeah, we're already in P7 somehow. And now we're trying to fuel save a little bit behind King Nash. You can see me on the fuel map on the bottom right, trying to time it perfectly. I'm trying to get a good sting shot on him, so I don't want to put it in map 6 because then I would lose so much time initially, and then I put it in map 1 once I felt like I would have a good sting shot. And yeah, just like that, we've gone for the move, and we're already in P6 now. We have overtaken more than half the field here. Well, we've overtaken half of the other drivers, I suppose. But yeah, only 5 more drivers up in front for us to overtake, and some of them will be on mediums. So this is looking really good right now. But yeah, as you can see, I have like a second gap to the cars ahead, which means I don't really have that much slipstream. You really need to be within 7.5 tenths to get a solid enough slipstream that you can actually profit from it a significant amount. So yeah, we need to gain some time through here. Roskari had a little wobble there, but it's nothing bad, and I gained quite some time through there. Now trying to push again a little bit more on the fuel than I usually would. Still putting it in map 3 at the end of the straight though. And yeah, just doing a very clean final corner. And now I'm gonna push on the straight because I need to catch up to these guys. Although I do think they are so bunched up together that they would probably do some time in the chicane up ahead. And yeah, we also set 41.4 on the previous lap, which is a pretty good lap on hards considering the fastest lap of the race right now, driven on mediums, is a 41.3. It's only 1/10 behind that lap, so we have really strong pace it seems, even though I didn't have time to do a lot of practice. But yeah, the straight I'm going for, because of the tire wear, is gonna be 12 hard, 11 medium, 11 medium. Or well, that was what I planned going into this. But yeah, we'll see how that turns out during the race. Because yeah, my main priority was just to save the fuel. I wasn't that worried about tire wear, to be honest. The mediums, yeah, about 11 laps. I think I could make them 12 laps, maybe even 13 if I save a lot, but not really necessary. Fuel is more important, and driving with lower fuel amounts is a lot faster on the straights, which is why you wanna be pushing. Well, not pushing, but I mean that's why you wanna keep driving when you're on a low tank usually. But yeah, as you can see, we fully caught up now to the train as they've started fighting a little bit and making some small mistakes. So yeah, we're looking good. And now we're just gonna sit back here in this train and start fuel saving. Putting it in map 6 already here. Big old lift before Parabolica. And yeah, that's 5 laps done. We're in P6 and we're looking really good right now. As we skip ahead a few laps. Going on to lap 7. And yeah, still behind Ramon. And Rick, Johnny and Sober. That's this train. As you can see there, Rick going a bit wide in Ascari, losing some time. I'm now very close to him. And yeah, I'm just sitting back trying to not stay too close, because I know that if I stay too close, everything will bunch up every corner again and it might put me in some bad positions. But yeah, Rick goes for a move there, or at least tries to go for a bit of an ambitious move. Gets it wrong and actually goes wide there on the exit. Now Ramon goes past. I was thinking of getting past here as well, so Rick had lower exit speed, so I pulled out of the slip. But yeah, Here you can see the strength of the slipstream. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. I just put it in fuel map and try to slot in behind again. Save some more fuel, just accept the fact that I'm not getting past him. But meanwhile, Rick is trying to go for another move. And also Johnny is trying to go for a move on Sober. And Ramon there gets caught on the curb on the inside, almost loses it. Luckily for him, he catches it, but that means another place for us at least, because he lost a lot of time from that. So up into P5 now. And yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of pace now. Their mediums are starting to wear quite a bit. They might pit around lap 10, maybe like lap 11. If someone's feeling very brave, maybe lap 12, but I don't really expect anyone to pit that late. So yeah, their mediums won't be good for a lot more laps. As you can see, I already almost have 50% tire wear as well. So yeah, even the hards aren't that durable here. But yeah, it doesn't really impact my pace all that much so far. I'm just fuel saving nicely. As long as I keep it in fuel map through corners like these, I don't really have any like danger of losing the car or losing it on traction and stuff. So that's also why I'm trying to use fuel map there. And then I just short shift in map 1 on the straights. And yeah, I was doing this for the entire race. Very stressful, but luckily I have my DD Pro, which has a specific button or like a specific D-pad for the fuel map. And yeah, that way I can easily fuel map and switch also between the radar and the fuel map very easily. So yeah, now we're on lap 9, and again Johnny's trying to go for a move on Sober. Couldn't pull it off last lap. Can he do it now? Does seem like it, but he's on the outside there. And let's see what happens here as I'm lifting off. Johnny goes for it, goes a bit deep, and that bunches the entire field together. I'm trying to go for a move on Rick, but I can't make it work. And I actually just keep it in fuel map there, because I know Ramon will probably not try to overtake me anyway. So I just do a little cheeky move there by driving extra slow on purpose. And yeah, just saving a bit more fuel. And now I really want to go for a move very soon on Rick, because these guys are not driving all that fast. Even though I do get a lot of fuel from this, I did feel like I had quite a big pace advantage. So yeah, trying to hope that I can somehow capitalize on the mistake. And speaking of, there goes Rick. Yeah, quite an unfortunate spin there to the right, but perfectly opened the door for me. So thank you very much. Up into P4 now. But we did lose the slip a little bit there from Sober with that. Although, luckily for us, Sober goes very wide in the final corner. And does that mean we get an opportunity to go for a move here? Or to get back into the slip, sorry. Because that's important. We want to be as close as we can behind them. Basically, how I look at it is, if you are 2 tenths behind someone, you get an insanely strong slip. 4 tenths back is still extremely strong and you can save a lot of fuel. 6 tenths is like very safe to stay in the slip. And anything above 7.5 especially, that's no strong slip anymore. So you need to be within 7.5 tenths to actually benefit from slip a significant amount. And yeah, we have done that, as you can see. In fact, we have fully caught up, and since Sober went a bit wide there, I figured it's time to go for a move on him as well. Didn't really want to do that, but yeah, he did go wide and I had a lot more grip. So yeah, up into P3 we go. Now it's Johnny up ahead, who makes a mistake in left mode too. And with the last exit speed that he has, I saw my opportunity to go for a move. I should have probably stayed behind and just save fuel in the slip train, but I figured I might as well go for a move now that I had the opportunity to. He backs out of it there, very wise decision, and yeah, just like that, we go up into P2 in this race. All the way from the back, and we managed to get up into P2 in 10 laps time, not even 10 laps, on the hards. And yeah, this is also about the pit window for some of these drivers, so let's see how many of them pit. We're driving past the pits now. Let's look behind. Is anyone pitting? No, no pit stops yet. Now we have to be careful that they don't re-overtake us. You always run the risk, of course, of getting re-overtaken. So we're trying to keep a good eye behind if Johnny doesn't go for it. And it seems he's fuel saving. So yeah, he's dropping back. That also means we can fuel save. Because yeah, we don't want to give him a huge advantage, of course. So yeah, we just put it in fuel map. Of course, not too high. I was a bit scared he was going to go for it. So I went a little bit defensive. And then yeah, moving back to the right as soon as I noticed that I'm safe. Yeah, braking a little bit too late. But that's fine. We keep the position. And now we are up into P2. And yeah, our tires should be a lot better at this point than the mediums. The hards feel amazing at this point. I'm actually feeling really well on this tire. I did a 0.4 on the previous lap, still 41.4. So yeah, it shows that the pace is still good. Obviously I did use a bit more fuel and try to slingshot my way past some drivers with the slipstream. So that must have helped, of course. But yeah, the pace is still there. And yeah, as you can see, the fuel map here is just so nice. It just stabilizes the car perfectly. And we're trying to pull away above 6 tenths now. So yeah, they should be in a little bit of danger of losing it. Although they do get back to half a second here. And now it does look like some of them will be pitting, I think. So let's see who pits. We look behind, we see Sober pulling to the side, and yes, Sober's pitting, but some of the others aren't. Let's look at the fuel. Sober has 24 liters, we have 29. That means we have already gained 5 seconds on him. Later in the pits, we will be gaining 5 seconds on him in terms of the fuel, so that's really good for us. It shows that our fuel saving was really good so far. Although, to be fair, Sober did drive in front of the train for basically the entire first stint. So he did a good job actually on the fuel, considering he had no slip. At Monza especially, of course. But yeah, we do have more fuel right now. And yeah, Johnny makes a little bit of a mistake there. This will supposedly be their in-lap. Because I think Johnny is also on mediums. Kaaskant's still driving up in front, also on mediums. He pushed a lot on the fuel. He's losing a lot of time now though. And yeah, I think he will be quite a bit down on us on the fuel most likely, as he drove the entire race alone and tried to actually use it a lot. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Johnny's tires seem a bit cooked right now. We already pulled almost a second on him, so we're safe from him. Let's see if more drivers pit. Let's see what Kaaskant does. As you can see, Sober only exits the pits now after such a long pit stop, of course. Yeah, there's Kaaskant, 8%. We have 23, well 22, 23 while passing the pits, meaning we have 15% more, 15, 14% more. As you can see, Johnny with 10%, also not that much. Rick on 15, pitting from hards. And Ramon has 23 liters on medium, so he is equal actually to us. In terms of fuel, he was a little bit behind on track, but in terms of the fuel, he's exactly equal with us. He did start on mediums though. So yeah, we skip forward a lap. And I decided not to pit yet, because I felt really comfortable on the hards. I didn't really fancy pitting, to be honest. I fancied gaining the time from the lower fuel. And as you can see there, Thomas and Quinten actually pit. And Thomas has 19% fuel. We had 15 while crossing the pit lane. And yeah, that means he has 4% more somehow. He was behind us on track though, so yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. As we pit the next lap, lap 14, we pit and we decide to put on the mediums. This pit stop takes a long time, so just yeah, speeding it up, of course. I think this is 8 times speed. So yeah, it's a very slow, this pit stop. And yeah, we decide to go all the way to 100. where do we come out of the pit? So actually, fun fact, Xmosman, who also started on hards behind us, refueled way less than us, and he refueled the exact amount less that he came out exactly in front of us. So that's very nice for us, because that means we actually are behind P2 in the championship with way more fuel and a slipstream now. But it is Johnny and honestly I don't know who the other driver is, but there's 2 drivers up ahead here. Kaaskant, the leader from the first stint, up ahead, and they will be slower now. I think they might be on hards actually, so yeah, we gotta get past those first. Xmosman is quite a fast driver, so yeah, we gotta follow him here through the traffic. It's not really traffic because it's of course 4th position, but yeah, we have a lot more fuel than them, so and they're not really in our race anymore at this point, because I refueled all the way to keep my advantage, and I wanted to get a slipstream after I pitted, which worked perfectly of course, with Xmosman coming out ahead of us. I messed up Ascari a little bit there. That's not ideal, and now I am a bit behind, so I'm trying to use a bit more fuel again to catch back up. And yeah, we get a very good parabolica, and now we're back with the pack. So yeah, I don't know if I already said it, but I think from what I heard from my friends right before the race when I asked for the strategy, as I of course didn't have that much time to practice, the race will be 34 laps long, so that's why I was aiming for 12 hard, 11 medium, but now that we did 14 hards, we can actually go for 10 medium, or a different strategy even, which means we can have very good tire life on the mediums. And here Xmosman is actually lifting off very early, as it all came together a lot there, so we gain a free position now on Xmosman. And oh, it all bunches up a little bit there in the chicane, and we all bump into each other, and as a result Kaaskant actually gets sent off the track. That's not very optimal, but yeah, it does mean a free place for us. I don't know if that was my responsibility or if I was at fault there, but I think I couldn't have done much there, so yeah, just a bit of an unfortunate situation. But now we are trying to go for a move on Johnny as well. I think no one got damage from that at least, so yeah, all fine games, or however you say that, but yeah. Now we're up back into P6, and we actually got through that before Xmosman because he lifted off before the chicane, so that's nice for us at least. And now we have a little bit of breathing room to our P2 driving the championship. But to be honest, I also kind of wanted his slip, which we lost now. So yeah, let's see if I can somehow get behind him again. I really wanted to get behind Xmosman and ahead of Jenny at least, so I'm at least pushing now on the fuel a little bit. I'm not gonna put it in fuel map too early because of Johnny. Don't really want to get overtaken by him. And there goes Xmosman, and as soon as I saw Xmosman go for it, I knew I could put it safely in fuel map. And as you can see, I'm trying to let him pass here, and yeah, I even braked there to get back behind him because he lifted off so early to save some fuel. But yeah, now we are safely at P6. I'm even putting it in fuel map 2 here through this entire little straight, using the curb there for rotation. And yeah, now we can start fuel saving in his slip, and we are on 84%, I think that is. So yeah, it's looking good because he came out of the pits with like 87, I think. So yeah, we skip forwards like 3 laps, and we've been saving so much fuel in his slip so far. As you can see behind, the gap has increased a lot. Yeah, it's just free fuel to be honest at this point, and it seems like Xmosman is kind of done with it. I think he puts it in fuel map 6 or something here, because he's slowing down a lot. I didn't really want to go for it, of course, but yeah, if we keep like basically driving slowly to let the other driver pass, and we don't let each other pass and stuff. We're just gonna lose too much time, so I kind of had to go for the move there. And now it's gonna be the other way around for a few laps. Lap 23, I am now in the lead, and he has been profiting from my slip for a long time. And yeah, here we have Thomas pitting now. Thomas had a lot of fuel, of course, on the first end, 5% now, and I was like 25 seconds behind him. But I have 45% fuel, so if you calculate that quickly, I had 40 seconds of pit time on him, while he was only 25 seconds ahead. In other words, I'm actually like 15 seconds ahead of him right now, in terms of the fuel. So that's very nice. I could pit right now and just, yeah, get the win, I suppose, with the strat. But yeah, I've still felt like my mediums are fine, and I really liked how everything drove, so just kept driving, and I kept fuel saving the exact same way. I had like a little rhythm with the fuel map, and yeah, I was doing the exits safely in the fuel map as well, and then putting it back down to 1 as soon as I could on the exits. And yeah, this is like the little pit delta for a lot of the strategies right now. We only have like 10 more laps to go after this lap. So yeah, I was considering pitting now, but yeah, I didn't really feel like it. If I pitted now, I would have of course done 2 stints of 10 laps on mediums, which is like very nice. But because I refueled so much on that first pit stop, I had a lot of fuel in the tank, and I didn't really want to pit with so much fuel still in the car. So I thought I might as well just drive another lap on lower fuel and yeah, get even fresher tires for the end. So yeah, as you can see, Ramon is sober, pitting now sober. I did the hard stint as his second stint, and Ramon now has one more medium stint, I think, or one more hard stint maybe. Quinten also pitting from his medium stint, going on to another medium stint. And yeah, as we have a lapped car here. Lapped cars are of course quite easy to get here with the extremely long pit loss from the fuel, from the refueling speed. This corner is a bit tricky to get an overtake done on, but yeah, we get cleanly past King Natus, and we actually do a very fast sector 1 because of that stip that we got from him. Very nice gain. And yeah, this is going to be the lap I pit. Only 9 laps to go after this, so yeah, no, waiting even longer would make no sense now. I really think that the strategy might have been suboptimal, but with the slipstreams that I got, it worked out very nicely. And I'm pushing now to try and get away from Xmas and try to use the last bit of my tires. As you can see, the gap behind is already 1.2 seconds, so he's not really getting any slipstream anymore at this point. Maybe a tiny bit, but most of the time he's getting on the straight is because he's shifting later. And yeah, I'm just trying to survive this. Ferrari is a bit scary over those curbs. If you hit the curbs wrong, you can get a very bad bounce over there. So yeah, we're gonna pit now. We have a lot of fuel in the car still, and we have one more stint to go on the medium tire. Pitting now, moving to the right. And it's a 15-minute sprint to the end. Mediums go on the car, and yeah, the fuel will be refilled. Let's see how much I refill. So this time I usually look at the amount of laps remaining for how much I need to refuel. I knew it was gonna be like 9 laps, but I figured I might as well put a bit extra in the car because I drove a lot of my race with a slipstream. So yeah, I would have to save a bit more if I drove the entire race on my own. And as you can see, as we come out of the pits, we have a huge gap. Thomas is the car in second, because yeah, he saved so much fuel during the race, even though he was behind by a long way. in the first stint. He managed to pull it back, and he's in second right now. So yeah, coming into the chicane now. We go cleanly over the first curb, but then, yeah, I think it was the first curb actually, not the second one. But we get a 3-second time penalty for track limits there. That's because the penalties were set to strong instead of weak, which usually is used. Yeah, so the penalties were very dangerous at that chicane, and this is why. So yeah, 3 seconds, that's gonna have to be served on this next straight after Ascari, and that's gonna lose me definitely more than 3 seconds, at least usually. Luckily I have a few tricks up my sleeve to reduce the penalty time. In this case, because it's such a huge penalty, I figured I might as well just use the grass here on the right. It breaks less on the grass. And yeah, let's see how much the gap decreases. 9 seconds before I serve the pen. Let's see how much it is afterwards. Like 6 seconds. So yeah, I lost basically like 3 seconds with the penalty. Yeah, just amazing penalty system. Anyway, yeah, we drove some laps. Nice consistency. Now on lap 29. Surely we won't be getting any more pens during this race. Yeah, so you could say that's suboptimal. A 2.5 second penalty, sadly. Even though I was pulling away from Thomas again. And I'm actually, like, kinda concerned at this point. Because I know I had fresher tires and I know I had better fuel. But if I keep getting penalties, he could still get really close. And yeah, these penalties are easy to get because the Ferrari is a tricky car. I don't really like driving MR cars usually. They're not that comfortable for me. So yeah, if I keep doing that, I'm gonna give him a good chance to get back at me. So I gotta watch out with it. And yeah, we are gonna lose a lot of time again. 7.8 seconds. What does that become? Ooh, that's bad. 4.2. So we actually lost. Wait, we lost way more than 3 seconds with that one. Yeah. So that's what I was scared of. And yeah, to compensate, I figured it might as well be time to push a little bit more on this lap. So I'm gonna short shift a little bit later, like 20% late on the ref bar, and fuel map a little bit less than I usually would on this little straight. I'm still fuel mapping because I still need to make the end of the race, of course. There's no extra points for fastest lap, sadly, but I had to assert some dominance, especially since Xmasman was setting fastest laps as well, 40.9 on that previous lap. So yeah, I'm pushing very hard. I did a very good chicane there. And yeah, even though I'm still short shifting, I am gaining a lot of time because I'm short shifting later than I was doing before. Yeah, 50% shift there. And yeah, this is gonna be quite a good split, I think, because I had the corners quite well. Let's see. 4/10 purple. That's a lot. A lot of time. And here through Ascari. A little bit tricky there with the rotation over the curbs. Yeah, as I said, this car does not like Ascari. But yeah, we're pushing. We also used map 1 there for the first time in a long time in this race. And yeah, just doing a clean final corner. Turning to the right. And keeping it tight. Well, somewhat tight. Could have done that tighter, to be honest. To the finish line. 40.4. I think that will stay as the fastest lap. So yeah, we skip ahead a little bit. 4 minutes remaining here. 3 more laps. We're on lap 32. Would be really unfortunate if we start getting more penalties, of course, and make it more. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't very smart for me. I wasn't really all that focused anymore. But yeah, it's really time I don't do that anymore. And yeah, let's hope that was my final penalty. We have 8 seconds again on Thomas. We kept gaining time on him after we lost time. It's like back and forth, back and forth. So like any time I finally didn't get penalties, I got another penalty again. This is the 3rd penalty already this stint. And yeah, that would have lost me so much time in total. I think probably already 10 seconds after I served this penalty. Although I'm gonna do the grass rig better than I did before, but also driving over the part of grass after that little road on the right. And I kept a bit more speed that way. So 8.2 becomes, well, 4.9 seconds. Still not great, but yeah, could be worse, I guess. So we have like a 5-second gap now, and 2 more laps to go. So now we skip to the final lap, and I'm just gonna let this lap play out. So yeah, enjoy your lap. So there we come across the line then to take the win here in the race. A race where fuel saving was of course the main factor. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please leave a like on the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.